So we're going to continue to monitor this very closely to see if the moisture interacts with the islands. Alex.
Well, those living in Hawaii are keeping a close eye on the paths Iselle and Julio are taking. Many have prepared. Others are anticipating what effect the islands could see from the tropical systems.
Excited about it for the waves, a little nervous about water and things like that if we were to lose power, but hopefully our track record is in the last 10-15 years we haven't really been hit hard, so hopefully it'll just generate some really good swell.
But officials at the National Weather Service say those waves will be dangerous, and they have advice for those hoping to ride those waves.
It's very rough. In this case, with a tropical cyclone nearby, you're going to have rain blowing sideways. You're going to have lots of wind as well. So these are not clean sets that you want to go out and get out in the water in. These are rough conditions, dangerous conditions. There could be lightning. There's going to be strong wind. There's going to be driving rain. And the surf is not going to be nice, beautiful, rolling swells coming in. It's going to be rough, choppy, nasty conditions. So really, I'm sure the ocean safety folks are saying the same thing. Stay out of the water. Don't get out there. It's just too dangerous. And it'd be very dangerous for people to respond when the ocean safety folks get out there. We don't want them putting their lives on the line because folks decide to get in the water. So stay out. There'll be more south swells coming this season, I'm sure, that folks can get out there and enjoy. Don't go down and enjoy this hurricane swell.
Certainly great advice. Yes, indeed. Well, our attention focused, no doubt, on Iselle and Julio, and rightly so.
But there is another player in the Pacific, and that is Genevieve. And I'll tell you what, if we didn't have everything else to talk about, this would be headlining. It has rapidly intensified to a Category 4, plus it's about to be a typhoon. When it crosses the date line, it just simply because of the basin that it's in, the water basin that it's in, it switches from being called a hurricane to a typhoon. It may actually become a super typhoon if it strengthens to winds of 150 miles per hour.
All right, well, that's going to wrap things up for us here this morning on Weather Center Live.
But Wake Up with Al kicks off in just a few minutes. And coming up this morning, we've got storm tracker Jim Cantore in Hilo, Hawaii. He'll show us how the islands are bracing for not one, but two tropical threats.
And Reagan Mendes in Virginia Beach to show us what it takes to train for the National Lifeguard Competition.
How about over there?
What does it mean to have an unlimited mileage warranty on a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz? What does it mean to drive as far as you want for up to 3 years and be covered? It means your odometer is there to record the memories. During the Mercedes-Benz Certified Pre-Owned Sales event, now through September 2nd, you'll get complimentary prepaid maintenance and may qualify for a 2-month payment credit, only at your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer.
I'm Jane, and I have COPD.
I'm DAVE, and I have COPD.
I'm KATE, and I have COPD. But I don't want my breathing problems to get in the way of my volunteering. That's why I asked my doctor about BREO.
Once daily, Brio Ellipta helps increase airflow from the lungs for a full 24 hours. And Brio helps reduce symptom flare-ups that last several days and require oral steroids, antibiotics, or hospital stay. Brio is not for asthma. Brio contains a type of medicine that increases risk of death in people with asthma. It is not known if this risk is increased in COPD. Brio won't replace rescue inhalers for sudden COPD symptoms and should not be used more than once a day. Brio may increase your risk of pneumonia, thrush, osteoporosis, and some eye problems. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking Brio.
Ask your doctor about BREO for COPD.
First prescription free at mybrio.com.
Let's tackle all this with a splash of style. Let's go where they know what matters. Let's do modest budget, major makeover. Let's do we've got this, and a whole lot of look what we did. Then let's sit back and enjoy the view. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. For a limited time, shop our newest vanities starting at just $189.
Sonic has every slush flavor someone could ever want.
This is basically slush headquarters.
Where sour blue raspberry plans world domination.
Well, not if Lemonberry has anything to say about it.
Oh, Lemonberry, you're already sour. Come to the sour side.
Never. I'll never join you.
Lemonberry, you're my son.
No, Daddy.
Ooh, that turned.
Refreshment just got colorful with new slush flavors like blue raspberry made with Nerds candy. And start your day with the 99-cent morning drink stop. This is how you Sonic.
Yeah, I'm married. Doesn't matter. You do that for me? Really? Yeah, I'd like that.
Who are you talking to?
It's Jake from State Farm. Sounds like a really good deal.
Jake from State Farm at 3 in the morning? Who is this?
It's Jake from State Farm.
What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
Khakis.
She sounds hideous.
Well, she's a guy, so...
Another reason more people stay with State Farm. Get to a better state.
Sunday nights, only the Weather Channel drops you into nature's deadliest predicaments and asks, so you think you'd survive?
It's coming toward us.
For 8 straight Sundays, a new original series that puts you to the test.
Oh my God!
So you think you'd survive? Premiering Sunday at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under fair skies. Today, scattered thunderstorms. High 89. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain 50%. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 77. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
America's Morning Headquarters with Sam Champion.
Not just a morning forecast, a morning show.
AMHQ with Sam Champion, the Weather Channel's brand new morning show.
This morning on Wake Up with Al, hurricane warnings in effect for the Big Island of Hawaii. We're tracking Iselle headed for landfall later today. Then behind it, Hurricane Julio threatening the islands by late weekend. Live team coverage with Jim Cantore in Hilo and hurricane specialist Greg Postel analyzing the storm's paths.
Meanwhile, we've got the heavy rain sweeping across the center of the country with the flood threat continuing over the next several days. Who could pick up more than 5 inches of rain before storms make an exit? It's all right here, right now on Wake Up with Al.
Good morning, everybody. Thursday, August 7th, 2014. Welcome to Wake Up with Al. I'm Al Roker. Steph's finishing up vacation. Joining us once again, Reynolds Wolf. And Reynolds, of course, the big story this morning, these two hurricanes heading toward Hawaii.
That's right. It's the demented duo. We're going to track both of these as they make their way towards these. People in Hawaii are certainly prepping for these two storms.
They are. A lot of residents stocking up on batteries, first aid kits, plenty of food, and bottled water.
Now, Hurricane Iselle is expected to make landfall sometime tonight. This will be Hawaii's first landfalling hurricane. Al, get this, 22 years.
That's amazing. In fact, as we look at the setup for all this, we're going to be seeing these storms starting to push in. So here we go. So for today, rain already starting to move in. We got strong winds later. 1 to 2 inches of rain expected for today.
Absolutely. Some of the stuff, especially having in your high elevation, you could have orographic lift, which is going to create a bit more raining. And with that, there's going to be the threat of flooding in some locations. It is amazing and has been since 1992 that we've been dealing with this. But again, two systems we're going to be talking about back to back.
Okay, so 6 people, that was in Niki. 6 people died in that storm. 6 and hundreds of homes were damaged. State officials are assuring the islands they are ready. Folks should not panic.
That's right. You know, part of our team is there right now. Jim Cantore is live in Hilo, tracking Iselle as it approaches. Good morning, Jim.
Hey, Reynolds. Yeah, what's interesting, too, if you think back to Iniki in 1992, that's really the storm that they base everything they do on here. You know, last year I was here for Flossie, which was pretty much a dud for the Big Island. They had some flooding on Maui, but for the most part, they pretty much take everything seriously like it's going to be in Iniki here. And what's strange about this storm is the fact that it may be a hurricane at landfall coming from the east rather than from the southwest, which is what Iniki did as a Category 4. All right. Again, let me show you some pictures. What's been going on here for the last couple of days. Preparations. Food, water, bread has been flying off the shelves. We know that. They even ran out of gas at a nearby Costco station. So that has been in high demand as well. And those are the kind of things you would expect people to do. Fill up their tank, get some cash, prepare for power outages because we're going to have that. Remember, people actually live, you know, not just down here at sea level, but up in elevation. So, you know, the higher up we go, 1,000 feet, 1,500 feet in some cases here. We're going to have winds a lot stronger. So if we're going to have an 85-mile-an-hour hurricane come in, those winds are going to be more like 115 miles per hour, especially up at about 1,500 feet. So that's going to be interesting for those folks. Definitely expect to lose power up there, especially with that kind of wind coming in. If this thing comes in at Volcano National Park, which is to my south, which it is supposed to do, that certainly means it's going to take a trick across Mauna Loa, and certainly that means a chance at a 14,000-foot mountain to help tear this thing apart. But like you said earlier, Reynolds, too, it's going to squeeze out a ton of moisture in through here. Either way, they're boarding up here in downtown Hilo, which is where we're at this morning, and obviously it's late. We expect those preparations to continue tomorrow morning. Already, though, the light rain has begun. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Jim. We appreciate you staying up late and getting everybody informed on this. Let's now turn to Greg Postel. And Greg, so you've got Iselle, which is bad enough, and then Julio behind that, which even though if it goes to the north, still could cause big problems.
Al, exactly right. And, you know, Iselle actually strengthened a little bit yesterday, perhaps to someone's surprise. But we've got hurricane warnings out now for the Big Island of Hawaii and tropical storm warnings surrounding that. Let's look at the map. This is the Hawaiian Islands are covered in watches and warnings here. There is the hurricane warning, the tropical storm warnings, and the tropical storm watches all the way out for Kauai. And Iselle, 90 mile per hour on the hurricane intensity scale right there. But, you know, the hurricane hunters are flying around the Air Force. They're measuring 80 mile per hour sustained winds at about the surface and at flight level quite a bit higher. That's what Cantori was saying, about 115 miles per hour at 10,000 feet. So the higher up you go in elevation on Hawaii later on today, the faster the winds are going to be as Iselle moves through. Here's the official cone from the Hurricane Center, and there she goes, probably moving through the Big Island as a hurricane in about 18 to 20 hours, and then gradually losing steam as it moves away from the island chain. Reynolds, back to you.
Okay, thanks so much. I know it's going to be a busy couple of days for us as we watch these two systems roar through the Pacific. All right, folks, well, Missouri, you may not have needed the alarm clock this morning as thunderstorms roared through the overnight hours. Take a look at this video. Heavy rain pours really down much of North Kansas City, Missouri yesterday. Almost 3 inches of rainfall in a very quick time. You see the water ponding up on the roadways, blowing down the street. Guys, horseshoes and hand grenades. It's crazy stuff. You know, we're going to be seeing more of that through the morning hours. In fact, take a look at this. I'll tell you something else. If you take a look at this imagery, Al, you can see a little bit of rotation showing that area of low pressure. Some of this very loud this morning. Intense lightning just west of St. Louis. Anyone making that drive on 70 going towards Columbia, boom,
that's right.
Hitting
the hammer. And then you go down 44, and it's a real mess heading into Springfield.
Absolutely. You know, we're going to see the rainfall there. And then you got Tulsa, just northeast of Oklahoma City. It's been very loud. One thing we have to deal with, possibly, is the threat of flooding in many places, especially as this crosses the Mississippi River over into St. Louis. East St. Louis, problems there too. As far south as Cape Girardeau, maybe even Branson and Memphis before the day is out.
And we've got severe thunderstorm outlooks really heading right on into the weekend for today from Columbia, Springfield, all the way down to Fort Smith.
Absolutely. I mean, these are a lot of people that are going to be affected. So for certainly loud times, what do we always say? Usually during the late afternoon hours and the atmosphere becomes unstable. That's when we can see this unfold even back into the Mississippi Valley and Ohio Valley as we head towards tomorrow.
And then even as we move into Saturday, we're going to be looking at some activity. So in the meantime, let's get you up to speed on our headlines this morning. Severe storms move through Wichita, Kansas overnight. Area seeing heavy rain, lightning, wind gusts up to 71 miles per hour.
Oh, that's some strong stuff. And you're seeing some of the damage right there. The streets are flooded. And as Al mentioned, more storms expected, some especially on Friday.
All right, let's head further west. Large wildfire in northern Oregon threatening nearly 170 homes this morning. Strong winds, high temperatures making it tough for firefighters to battle the flames as they continue to spread.
Oh, dude, is it feast or famine? It's moist in the east and out towards the west dry. At this hour, there's no sign of containment. The fire started early Tuesday night, shortly after the sun went down. No word yet on a cause.
And then we come back to the eastern seaboard. Dramatic rescue off the coast of Atlantic City, New Jersey on Wednesday. Coast Guard chopper plucking a 53-year-old man from a fishing boat after receiving a distress call from the captain.
Oh, tip of the cap to the Coast Guard there. What a great job. The man apparently had suffered some kind of injury to his hand. He was flown to an air station in Atlantic City. He was treated by local EMTs.
That's right. Well, as we take a look at what's been going on, of course, in the Pacific, there's a lot going on here in our country. So let's, I should say, the 48, the continental 48. Hawaii, because Hawaii is part of our country.
Well, exactly, guys. We have so much going on today. And you know what? We'll start in the Northeast, where we had a lot going on yesterday with thunderstorms. There'll be a few more today, but the story here is that for the most part, we're going to see improving weather. Look at New York City, looking great today. We've got the sunshine out there. There might be a scattered shower north of the area in the afternoon. Got to watch Boston by the afternoon, too. And we're going to be watching for some scattered showers up here into New England for at least one more day. You know, Boston, that includes us. So the ride home from work could be a wet one, but there'll be scattered thunderstorms. Not everybody gets one, so hopefully you don't. Southeast, we are going to have another hot day. Temperatures in the mid-90s. Atlanta, this will be one of our hottest days, plus the rain coming in towards Memphis end of the day. Back to you.
Ooh, that's rough. Jen, thanks so much. Struck by lightning just ahead how one team beat the odds after doctors had little hope.
That and more coming up right here on Wake Up with Al.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under fair skies. Today, thunderstorms, high 90, winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain, 80%. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 77. Chance of rain, 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Great rates for great rides. Geico Motorcycle. See how much you could save.
If you have moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis like me, and you're talking to your rheumatologist about a biologic, this is Humira. This is Humira helping to relieve my pain. This is Humira helping me lay the groundwork. This is Humira helping to protect my joints from further damage. Doctors have been prescribing Humira for 10 years. Humira works by targeting and helping to block a specific source of inflammation that contributes to RA symptoms. Humira is proven to help relieve pain and stop further joint damage in many adults.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Take the next step. Talk to your doctor and visit Humira.com. This is Humira at work.
Get ready. Fancy Feast broths. They're irresistible, completely unbelievable, totally delectable. Real silky smooth or creamy broths. Everything she's been waiting for. Carefully crafted with real seafood, real veggies, and never any byproducts or fillers. Wow. Being a cat just got more enjoyable. Fancy Feast broths. Wow. Served daily.
My mom just can't stop talking about Walmart's new savings catcher.
You enter your receipt and it compares prices to top stores in our area. If there's a lower advertised price on an item I bought, Walmart gives me the difference.
It's so easy, even a parent can do it.
Go to walmart.com/savingscatcher and enter your receipt.
Get $37 entire house installation plus free pad upgrade when you buy Stainmaster carpet and pad at Lowe's.
The powerful and efficient 5.7-liter ME V8 with 22 highway miles per gallon and 395 horsepower.
Come with me now. Come with me now.
you take it is entirely up to you. Guts, glory, Ram.
Go with me now.
The sun is setting on summer, but there's still time for one more adventure. Make sure your car's up for it with great summer deals from Pep Boys. Right now, get a do-it-yourself oil change just $15.99. Or let the boys do it for you with our conventional oil change just $21.99. And choose from one of our top-of-the-line Pro Stop do-it-yourself brake pads. Or save $50 instantly with a 2-wheel precision match brake service. Keep your car and your summer going strong. Trust the boys to get you there.
42 minutes past the hour as we look live at Port Canaveral, Florida this morning. Nothing taken off.
Yeah, kind of a quiet morning there right along the Banana River and the Intercoastal Waterway. But let me tell you, from that place down to Cocoa Beach, they'll be going cuckoo for cocoa this morning. It's going to be beautiful. 79 degrees in that area. Orlando, 79.
Get some hit or miss showers and thunderstorms popping up, but for the most part, not a bad day today.
Absolutely. Very humid, though. One of the summertime kind of things.
What a surprise. Hot and humid with afternoon thunderstorms in Florida. To the north, as you get into the mid-Mississippi River Valley, we're going to be talking about some strong storms as well. Lightning could be firing up. And speaking of lightning, we're going to follow up on a story we first reported in late July. A deadly lightning strike on Fort Myers Beach in Florida.
You're right about that. One man died while a teen was left in critical condition. Doctors thought he had permanent brain damage, but instead on Wednesday, 15 days after the accident, he spoke for the first time about his life-changing experience.
And he was like, I got it. He showered by himself today.
Just 15 days ago, Zach's mom was preparing to possibly say goodbye to her son. He was in critical condition, and doctors told her he had permanent brain damage. But then what she calls a miracle happened. Her son opened his eyes and started talking. And now another milestone. Zach walking out of his room for the first time with his mom and girlfriend Chelsea by his side. Chelsea Gill was also struck by lightning on that same day. Zach says he doesn't remember anything about that day other than arriving at the beach. Today he told us his first thoughts when he opened his eyes in his hospital room.
I just felt like scared for my mom and nervous for everybody else back at home because I didn't know why I was here.
Oh, okay. Well, the good news is doctors say Zach's will probably go home next week.
Let's not mince words. He's lucky.
Yeah.
He's very, very fortunate. And a reminder that at the first hint of a storm, with lightning, you want to get inside as fast as you can.
When thunder roars, go indoors.
There you go.
All right, Jen Carfagno's got our 7-day forecast and tell us where he'll be looking at some lightning and thunder.
Yeah, guys, we've got storms in the forecast. It's summertime. Of course we do. But I'm going to show you the focused areas that we're really going to see a lot of lightning with these thunderstorms. 18 people have died because of lightning strikes this year, and that's, you know, a big risk with thunderstorms. We tell you where there's going to be severe weather, like in the red zone here today in Missouri and parts of Arkansas. Hail, damaging winds a possibility, but you know, anywhere in green, I'll tell you what, we could see the chance for lightning with storms, so we have to watch for that as a risk. Also flooding, I think, is going to be a big risk too, from Missouri right into the Tennessee Valley, Kentucky. You know, we actually could use a little bit of rain in western Kentucky, starting to get into a drought. But we are going to look at too much, I think, coming at once, especially for the PGA Championship in Louisville at Valhalla. We'll be watching this forecast. We got another day of rain on Saturday as well right here. Rain chances increase to the southeast as well this weekend. Atlanta, temperatures drop a bit, but your rain chances go up. You see that stick around on Sunday. Mid-Atlantic looks wet, too, with some shower chances on Sunday. Next system moves into the Midwest on Sunday, and then everything moves through the eastern lakes by the time we get into the start of the next work week. Now, the Northeast, I hope you noticed all the while, you've got a great looking weekend ahead, and you'll get to keep that weather on Monday too in New York City up into Boston. But Pittsburgh, here comes the showers on Monday, and then the whole thing stretches into the Northeast by Tuesday. Here comes back the rain into New York City, into Philadelphia. Boston, you get one more day before the rain comes back. The Southeast, we've been staying wet the whole time. Midwest, we finally get a break by about midweek next week, and Wednesday we're seeing the showers and storms. East Coast, from Maine all the way down to Florida. In the West, we'll see those scattered mountain showers with our next system coming out right into the northern and central plains. So overall, guys, you know, we got a busy another week ahead of us with no big temperature changes. It's all about the rain and storms. Back to you.
That's right. And right now, Jen, it's all about Iselle and Julio, 2 hurricanes heading toward Hawaii.
Absolutely. There's the gruesome twosome for you. Just ahead, hurricane specialist Dr. Greg Postel tracks the path of Hurricane Iselle and Julio. That's coming up after your local weather on the 8s.
You're looking live at Honolulu right now. The calm literally before 2 storms.
Unbelievable.
We continue to track this. Jim Cantori is live in Hawaii, and he'll be talking with us very shortly as well. It's all ahead on Wake Up with Al.
Nexium, the purple pill, is now available without a prescription for frequent heartburn. Get complete protection, because the best moments in life aren't experienced from the sidelines. Now, there's nothing holding you back. This is Nexium Level Protection, the #1 prescribed acid-blocking brand, now without a prescription for frequent heartburn. Get complete protection. Nexium Level Protection, available at Walmart and Sam's Club.
Red, white, and blue pancakes are under $5. That's about as American as it gets.
What do you mean?
Blueberry pancakes, strawberries, and cream cheese icing starting at just $4.99. Apple pie, watch out.
Welcome to Denny's. How about over there?
What does it mean to have an unlimited mileage warranty on a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz? What does it mean to drive as far as you want for up to 3 years and be covered? It means your odometer is there to record the memories. During the Mercedes-Benz Certified Pre-Owned Sales event, now through September 2nd, you'll get complimentary prepaid maintenance and may qualify for a 2-month payment credit. Only at your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer.
And so the conversation turned until the sun went down, and many fantasies were there on that day. Keep feeling fascination.
I'm Creek Stewart, Weather Channel survival expert. Every Sunday night, we're taking 3 regular guys deep into the woods.
Are you serious?
Where we'll teach them not just to survive,
make fire,
but how to truly live.
Look at this caveman.
Show yourself what you're made of on Weather Channel Survival Sundays. At 9, it's So You Think You'd Survive. Then at 10, Fat Guys in the Woods. Premiering Sunday at 10 on the Weather Channel.
Are you ready?
Off the couch, into the weather.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under fair skies. Today, thunderstorms. High 90. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain 80%. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 77. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
So this board gives me rates on Progressive Direct and other car insurance companies?
Yes.
But you're Progressive and they're them.
Yes.
But they're here.
Yes.
Are you?
There?
Yes.
No.
Are you them?
I'm me.
But the lowest rate is from them.
Yes.
So them's the best rate is?
Here.
So where are them?
Aren't them here?
I already asked you that.
When?
Feels like a while ago.
You want to take it from the top?
Rates for us and them. Now that's Progressive. Call or click today.
Zantac heartburn alert! Stop! Nexium can take 24 hours to work. Zantac's different. Zantac rushes relief in as little as 30 minutes. For relief without the wait, try Zantac. No pill relieves heartburn faster.
What if there was a credit card where the reward was that new car smell and the freedom of the open road? A card that gave you that I'm 16 and just got my first car feeling. Presenting the Buy Power card from Capital One. Redeem earnings toward part or even all of a new Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, or Cadillac with no limit.
Now you can design your own custom sofa and get it in just 3 days with iSofa at Rooms To Go. Just choose your style from our great selection of modern sofas. Then choose your ideal color, pick your perfect pillows, and buy it online instantly. Or check it out at a Rooms To Go store. The iSofa at Rooms To Go, starting at just $5.99. We make it easy. You make it your own.
What's wrong with my hair?
Everything.
It's like a disaster.
It's always too high.
There's some girth there. It's meaty. Your hair is not meaty. It's meaty. Shave it off to like the sides.
He can't shave his head. He's got a peanut-shaped head.
The Sorrentinos, Tuesdays at 10/9 Central, only on TVGN.
H.H. Gregg Appliances and Electronics now has furniture, fitness equipment, and more.
Is our way of saying thank you. Wild tiger numbers are at an all-time low. Please help save them now.
Mondays, only the Weather Channel takes you this far. Inside a hurricane. Hurricane 360, premiering August 18th at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Coming up on 53 minutes past the hour, which, of course, we always go to our tropical update at this point.
Indeed. We're going to turn now to our hurricane specialist, Dr. Greg Postel. He's at the expert desk in Atlanta. Busy times in the Pacific, my man.
Indeed, Reynolds and Al, we have a 90-mile-per-hour hurricane steaming its way right toward the Hawaiian Islands. Let's have a look at it. Hurricane Iselle, again, 90-mile-per-hour on the wind speed, but we think the hurricane hunters have been in there and found the surface winds. The maximum ones are about 80 miles per hour. But at flight level, at 10,000 feet, they're howling at about 115 miles per hour. So this one has really strong winds just above the ground. So in elevations on the Hawaiian Islands, watch out for much stronger winds than you might get down near sea level. That's an important point to keep as this system moves through. Look at the wind forecast that we've got later on this afternoon. Local time in Hawaii, say 5, 6 o'clock this evening, 50 to 60 mile per hour winds in Hilo. And elsewhere across the region, we're going to see the winds howl overnight tonight with gusts way faster than that, especially at elevation. Even 1,000 feet above in the elevations, you might add 20 miles per hour on the wind speed. So watch this movement very carefully of Iselle as it comes in. Right now, we're getting some rain showers skirting the Big Island. But these are kind of not directly with Iselle's core. They're on the far outer edges of it, and which is why we don't see wind speeds right now that are strong at all. But trust me, they're going to pick up later, and they're going to pick up fast. And you can see we got rainfall 3 to 5 inches, especially on the eastern slopes here of the Big Island, with the mountain chain hanging out right in the middle. So with the east wind banging up against those mountains, we're going to get enhanced rainfall. I would not be surprised to see lots of flash flooding issues to deal with there. If that weren't enough, behind it we've got Julio. And Julio is going to take a track, we think, maybe slightly to the north of the Big Island again over the weekend. But that's 2 hurricanes or tropical storms to deal with. That's too many, guys, if you ask me. Alan Reynolds, back to you.
All right, well, you know you continue to track it for us, Greg. Thanks so much. So Tiger Woods is going to be teeing it up for round number 1 of the PGA Championship.
That's right. Now, it was widely assumed that he would make it back due to a serious back injury. The Golf Channel's Todd Lewis has more from Kentucky.
Al, good morning to you and welcome to the first round of the final major championship in 2014, the PGA Championship here at Valhalla. It's a very nice morning. First, let me say the fans here in Louisville, great sports fans, great golf fans. It was electric here at the Ryder Cup in 2008. It was electric here when the PGA Championship was held in '96 and 2000. I'm sure it'll be electric here again this week. Of course, the big story, Tiger Woods will tee it up for round number 1 of the PGA Championship. Last time we saw Tiger, he was walking off the golf course in Akron, Ohio at the WGC Bridgestone Invitational. We were uncertain if he would make it to Louisville, if his back problems would allow him to play here at Valhalla, but indeed he showed up on Wednesday afternoon. He played a practice round. 9 holes, he played a full round. The final 9 holes, the back 9 here at Valhalla, he was just chipping and putting. I had a chance to watch Tiger hit driver a couple of times here, and let me just tell you, he hit it far. long and hard. So his back, not a real issue, at least from my eyes. He's playing with another gravitating figure in the game in Phil Mickelson, who's searching for his first top 10 on the PGA Tour, at least, in 2014. But everybody is going to try to beat the guy who comes into Valhalla as the favorite, and that is Rory McIlroy. McIlroy coming off 2 victories in a row, and that being the Open Championship at Royal Liverpool and Hoylake, and also his victory in Akron at the WGC Bridgestone Invitational. If you watch him hit a driver, man, it's just majestic. The ball nearly burns up on re-entry. Rory McIlroy, the #1 player in the world, the favorite here on what should be, again, a very exciting week in Valhalla, Louisville, Kentucky. Al?
Todd, thank you so much for that report. Well, let's check the forecast quickly in Louisville. So for today, afternoon thunderstorms, high of 82. In fact, we've got the threat of storms, really, Reynolds, right on into Sunday, but most of those scattered.
Gotcha. You know, one advantage with that is with the raindrops, you have a little bit of rain-cooled air. That's not going to be the case in parts of the deep south, though, Al. Take a look at this. Right now, we've got temperatures in the 60s, the 70s, but the air is primed. We're talking high humidity. It's going to be awfully sticky, and then later today, up we go. Montgomery, out by the steps of the Capitol in the Alabama River, you're going to 98 degrees. Then for the rest of the afternoon, it's going to really factor in with the feel-like temperature.
Yeah.
Singing the tune of 99 degrees in the Music City, going to 93 for tomorrow. Al, Charlotte and Atlanta, brutal.
New Orleans, 101 degrees. Wow.
No, thank you.
All right, well, we got a lot more on Wake Up with Al. The latest on storms firing up in the Midwest.
That's right. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning for you right now in parts of Missouri. You're seeing it for the counties of Cherokee, Delaware, and Meigs. Be ready.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under fair skies. Today, thunderstorms, high 90, winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain, 80%. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 77. Chance of rain, 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Just ahead on Wake Up with Al, we've got double trouble for the Hawaiian Islands as we track Hurricane Iselle and Julio in the Pacific. Got Jim Cantore live from Hilo. Storm specialist Greg Postel analyzing it from the expert desk.
Meanwhile, the storm's taking aim on the center of the U.S. with really a severe weather threat that's going to last for several days, bringing heavy rain and possibly some flooding. Who's in for the weekend washout, or we could see the highest rainfall totals as we ease into the weekend. That story's coming up right now on Wake Up with Al.
Good morning, everybody. Thursday, August 7th, 2014, top of the hour. Welcome to Wake Up with Al. Got Reynolds Wolf hanging in for Stephanie Abrams. And, of course, we're tracking that big story out in the Pacific.
Yeah, it's amazing. Not just one, but really 2 stories that are going to affect the Big Island and possibly all the Hawaiian Islands over the next several days.
Of course, a big vacation paradise Hawaii is. There, right now, literally the calm before the storm. Yesterday, beaches packed, not a cloud in the sky. Everyone enjoying perhaps their last day in the sun for a while. All that changes later as we track the timing for this storm.
It certainly does. And to just give you an idea of what we're going to be seeing here, I mean, what just a huge mess. We got the increasing clouds, obviously, scattered showers late, and then winds starting to pick up too. Al.
That's right. So for Honolulu, rain will become heavy at times tonight. Strong winds later. Winds start gusting up to 50 miles per hour. And then tomorrow, the rain tapers off. Winds diminish, but still have flooding possible. And there's Julio behind that.
It really is the 1-2 punch. It is crazy to see how the islands are going to be affected over the next several days. You know, it's amazing as the hurricanes and people are in Hawaii are really doing their best to brace for this. They remember in the past it's happened before.
That's right. No storm has ever hit the big island of Hawaii as a hurricane. Iselle has a chance to be the very first. So we've got, of course, our storm tracker, the main man, Mr. Jim Cantore, right now in Hilo. And so what's the sense there, Jim, as you talk to folks when you got in there yesterday?
Well, there's definitely, I mean, I think when that hurricane warning went up, everyone was like, whoa, this is obviously a big deal and through here. The thing is, too, Al, I was just looking at some of the analysis. This hurricane is about to go over even a little bit warmer water than it's been over. So it's not going to lose anything there. There's no shear. There's really not much to take it down at this point. So if you're in the Big Island, you absolutely need to be preparing for a hurricane here. Let me show you, though. You've got the Big Island here. Then you go out on the chain, and you've got Kauai on the end, which is the big one there, populated there, Lihue. If you've ever been out, beautiful Lihue in Kauai. They're doing preps out there. They're absolutely taking this like they're going to take the full brunt of the hurricane. They got Iniki back in '92 as a Category 4, so they take all storms seriously out and through here. Now, Kauai is under a tropical storm watch, and we are under a hurricane warning here on the Big Island. That's the big difference. The other thing, too, regardless of where you are, and regardless of the strength of this thing, the winds are going to be stronger the higher you go up, and that is the case here on the Big Island. As you head down toward Conan, you head up to some of these hills here. I mean, Mauna Loa and Mauna Kea just kind of gradually go up from sea level to about 14,000 feet at both of these peaks, and, you know, people live up here, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 feet up. And those winds are going to be a lot stronger than they will here at the surface. So plan on power outages, plan on some tree damage in through here, and hopefully we can limit that and get people back online before Julio comes in, because really that same thing applies. If the storm's to the north, we're still going to get those strong winds possibly aloft, especially in the higher elevations, regardless of where the actual center point comes ashore. We'll keep you posted, Al. It is raining now here in Hilo, and it has not stopped. So we're in for a wet time that I think over the next 24 to 36 hours. Back to you.
Well, thanks for standing by for us, Jim. We really appreciate it. Let's go to Greg Postel. And really, it sounds like what Jim's talking, the only thing that's going to stop this thing, or at least cause any obstacle to it, are the mountains once it comes on shore.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there's some environmental parameters that aren't quite suited for intensification. The official forecast does have it weakening a little bit, but it's marginal, really. I mean, it's going to be a pretty powerful system coming through. Let's have a look at the hurricane warnings and hurricane watches, or excuse me, tropical storm watches and tropical storm warnings that Cantori was talking about. There's a hurricane warning out there for the Big Island, and the tropical storm warnings out for Maui and Oahu, and the watches out for Kauai. So really, the entire island chain expected to be certainly impacted by Hurricane Iselle in one form or another. We have a 90-mile-per-hour estimated wind with it, but our aircraft, the Air Force, are flying in there doing recon and giving us maximum estimated surface winds at about 80, and at flight level they're at about 115, flight level being about 10,000 feet. So again, you go up in elevation, you get the big wind increase. The outer edges of it are only about 270 miles to the east of Hilo, so they will be moving in late this afternoon local time, and the center of Iselle is going to be likely passing right over the Big Island, but then weakening along the way, all the way out over the open waters. Reynolds, back to you.
Okay, thanks so much. Shifting gears and heading back to the U.S., we've got quite a few things to share with you this morning, namely this massive system we have that's driving its way through parts of the Central Plains. A rude awakening for you in the counties of Cherokee, Delaware, and Mays. This is in Oklahoma, east of Tulsa. Heavy rain coming down, and notice from Oaks around parts of Highway 412, especially heavy. Take a look at this. My goodness, really some heavy activity. And notice that it's going to be drifting through the communities of Snake Creek, Leech, Oaks, and Kansas. Let's see, you notice from 5:30 all the way to 5:38. It's not going to drop anchor either. It's going to continue to sail its way across parts of Warrenton and central Missouri. St. Louis, be ready because you might be doing quite a bit of this too. Man, look at this thing. I mean, it just continues to march its way across parts of the river, making its way into Illinois. Might see some in Champaign, maybe as far south as Memphis out before the day is out.
And then we've got that severe thunderstorm outlook starting up and going right on into the weekend. So for today, from Columbia, St. Louis gets in on it, Springfield, Fort Smith, and it moves on into tomorrow.
Yeah, really no break in the action for us. But we're going to take a bit of a break and check out our news headlines. And for that, we're going to send it over to Alex Witt.
Hey, good morning, guys. Got a couple of news stories to start off this half hour. Good morning, everyone. Ebola emergency. The CDC has upped its response at its level 1 activation. That's a level used for serious public health emergencies. In D.C., a hearing on battling the global outbreak will happen later today, but so far that virus has claimed over 900 lives. And in Cairo, they are watching the clock. There's no Middle East peace deal, but there is this. Israel is willing to extend the latest ceasefire. That expires 8 a.m. Friday. The offer comes with no strings. Very hopeful. You know, I mean,
signs.
Day by day. That's what you got to do.
Alex, thanks so much.
All right, see ya.
All right, Jen Carfagno, what's the day ahead looking like?
All right, hour by hour, we'll take you through today, and we've got a look first starting in the Northeast. There might be a couple of showers to start your day up into Vermont. Nothing to worry about just yet. And for the most part, we don't have anything to worry about here in the Northeast. We've got a good-looking day. Some showers up into New England. Boston, it's later today. We can't completely rule out thunderstorms. They'll be scattered across the area, up into Maine as well. But New York City and Philly and D.C. and Pittsburgh, you've got a great looking day ahead. New York, look at this. Temperatures mid-60s to near 70 this morning, and then we're heading up to just about 80 this afternoon. What a summer we have had, right? No big heat waves. Out of the Northeast, we're going to have a good one for most of you. Southeast is going to be a hot one. Here's the July that we never really had, right? Atlanta today, we're heading up to the mid-90s. This is going to be one of our hottest days this summer. We've got heat plus storms coming into Memphis and Jackson later on today. Back to you guys.
All right, Jen, thanks so much. So lifeguards from all across the country are coming together to put their skills to the test.
That's right. Just ahead, we're going to be live for the National Lifeguard Championships. That's in Virginia Beach. That coming up after your local weather on the 8s.
You owned your car for 4 years. You named it Brad. You loved Brad. And then you totaled him. You two had been through everything together. 2 boyfriends, 3 jobs. You're like, nothing can replace Brad. Then Liberty Mutual calls. And you break into your happy dance.
If you sign up for Better Car Replacement, we'll pay for a car that's a model year newer with 15,000 fewer miles than your old one. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Wherever you walk, just remember this. Whatever you step on goes on your shoes and ends up on your car's floor. So to perfectly protect your vehicle, you need WeatherTech floor liners. They're laser measured to custom fit and perfectly protect your specific make and model. Order yours at WeatherTech.com or call 1-800-CarMats. WeatherTech floor liners, proudly made in America.
Sunday nights, only the Weather Channel drops you into nature's deadliest predicaments and asks, so you think you'd survive?
It's coming toward us.
For 8 straight Sundays, a new original series that puts you to the test.
Oh my God!
So you think you'd survive? Premiering Sunday at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under fair skies. Today, thunderstorms, high 90, winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain, 80%. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 77. Chance of rain, 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Mondays, only the Weather Channel takes you this far. Inside a Hurricane. Hurricane 360, premiering August 18th at 9 on the Weather Channel.
My mom just can't stop talking about Walmart's new savings catcher.
You enter your Walmart receipt, and then the savings catcher automatically compares prices to the top stores in the area.
No more driving around town.
If there's a lower advertised price on an item I bought, Walmart gives me the difference on an e-gift card.
Oh, money! It's so easy, even a parent can do it.
Try the savings catcher for yourself. Go to walmart.com/savings catcher and enter your receipt. Save money, live better. Walmart.
Some question physics. Some question gravity. And some even have the audacity to question improbability. These are some of the bold new Ram commercial trucks, built to blow your imagination. Guts, glory, Ram.
People join Angie's List for all kinds of reasons.
I go to Angie's List to gauge whether or not the projects will be done in a timely fashion and within budget.
Angie's List members can tell you which provider is the best in town.
You'll find reviews on everything from home repair to healthcare.
Now that we're expecting, I like the fact I can go onto Angie's List and look for pediatricians.
The service providers that I've found on Angie's List actually have blown me away.
Find out why more than 2 million members count on Angie's List. Angie's List. Reviews you can trust.
1 minute past the hour here on Wake Up with Al. Hey, for all our friends in the southeast, enjoy that sun while it lasts. Got rain spreading across the southeast into the weekend.
Now, we're going to be rain on tomorrow in Georgia, are we? Right? Wrong! We're going to have some storms, too. Possibly some heavy rainfall up in the mountains of North Georgia. Could see more then into Saturday, too, Al.
That's right. And as you look ahead, it does not look really promising for our friends in the southeast. Well, speaking of looking, the men and women who look after our safety at the beach are actually putting their life-saving skills and techniques to the test for the next 3 days in Virginia Beach.
Okay, get this. Okay, it's the United States Life-Saving Association's National Lifeguard Championships. Whew. And what happens there is you've got guards across the country that compete against one another in all sorts of physically grueling events, Al.
So we sent our physically grueling correspondent, Reagan Medji, to Virginia Beach, and she's got more on that. Reagan, do your best Baywatch, baby.
Bring it.
Oh, right now? Watch, ready?
Yeah.
Nice. And I'm showing you basically the pan of everything. That's right. About more than 1,200 lifeguards will be participating in the next 3 days for this physically grueling event. When we say physical, like what? Well, they're going to be swimming out to those flags out in the ocean, among many other things. And they're also going to be competing with rescue tactics.
These Monmouth County lifeguards are training for their biggest competition.
He's got to negotiate the wave. Good job.
They're going up against 1,500 other guards throughout the country and United States Life-Saving Association's Lifeguard Championships in Virginia Beach.
The most physically grueling for the shortest amount of time. We're wrestlers, so we're used to physically grueling.
Also physically grueling, having to train in their ocean, ripped apart by Hurricane Sandy.
So that summer after Sandy, we really had to look at the water again and figure out, okay, where are the problem areas and where are we really going to focus?
Hurricane Sandy changed the bottom of the ocean, which created new rip currents, keeping the guards very active.
So at this point of the story, it's one thing to talk about what the guards do, is quite another to actually do it. I'm going to do the paddleboarding portion. Wish me luck.
It took a bit to get myself on the board. Well, that didn't work too well. But after some more attempts, I finally got the hang of it.
You all right?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good job.
That was tough, man.
Yes, the training is grueling, but the guards say the competition has a deeper meaning.
Everybody keeps in mind that the reason why we do these competitions is to stay in shape, to save people.
Are you going to take the win this year?
We're going to do our best. You know, we're going to give it the best run we can. We got a great team. These guys are training hard. Got to score a lot of points.
We wish luck to those guards in Jersey. And, of course, this is one of the vehicles that the guards will be patrolling throughout the beach to make sure that the guards are okay themselves. This sucker basically drives and also becomes almost like a jet ski, not exactly a jet ski. So the competition kicks off today at 8 o'clock in the morning. Back to you guys up in New York.
That's a cool piece of technology. Reagan, thanks so much. Well, Hawaii's bracing for 2 hurricanes, one set to make landfall sometime today.
That's right. Just ahead, hurricane specialist Dr. Greg Postel is on deck to show us the path of these 2 systems. That and your local weather on the 8s, all straight ahead.
Each year, 95% of homeowners won't have a claim. That's why Allstate Claim-Free Rewards gives you money back for every year you don't have one. And why, if you're part of the other 5%, Allstate offers Claim Rate Guard, so your rates won't go up just because of the claims. No matter what comes your way, your home protects you. Protect it back. Allstate Home Insurance. From an Allstate agent.
And this is our Chex commercial. There's lots of choices, and each of us has a favorite, like chocolate, honey nut, and cinnamon. There's no artificial colors or flavors. That's good. And it's gluten-free. So we're jumping for joy because it's full of what we love, free of what we don't. And that makes for one very happy family. Chex, full of what you love, free of what you don't.
Okay, buddy, aim it at us. There you go.
So, it's KFC night. Yay!
Last week we hosted.
Yes, this week the kids invited us to their place.
Sorry I was late. I had a little trouble with the rope ladder.
He fell twice. But look at all this food we got.
Yeah, we got this delicious KFC meal, and they threw in 2 extra sides for free. For free. And I love what you've done with the drapes.
Are those your bed sheets?
Stanley Steamer is the first carpet cleaning service to be certified by the Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America, eliminating an average of 94% of common household allergens like dust, pollen, and pet dander. For a cleaner, healthier home. Certified. It's our new standard of clean. Call now about our $99 carpet cleaning special.
Call 1-800-STEAMER. Stanley Steamer, your certified cleaner.
Sunday nights, only the Weather Channel drops you into nature's deadliest predicaments and asks, so you think you'd survive?
It's coming toward us.
For 8 straight Sundays, a new original...
Internet Essentials from Comcast is our $9.95 a month internet service for qualified families with children eligible to participate in the National School Lunch Program. From now through September 20th, qualified families may enroll to receive up to 6 months of free Internet Essentials service. Being online is essential for your child's success.
It's been a wonderful experience to be able to be a part of this program because it's something that helps my family.
Opportunity awaits. Call or apply online today.
Especially at quiet times, ringing in the ears used to bother me a lot. Then my doctor told me about lipoflavonoid, said it improves inner ear circulation to help relieve the ringing. He was right. Lipoflavonoid, #1 doctor recommended to relieve ringing in the ears.
Investing takes perspective. While some focus on the short term, we see long-term opportunities in all market cycles. It's made us a leader in investment management. Franklin Templeton Investments. Gain from our perspective.
Call 1-800-996-0446. Exos Pro is not sold in stores, so call 1-800-996-0446 today.
America's Morning Headquarters with Sam Champion.
Not just a morning forecast, a morning show.
AMHQ with Sam Champion, the Weather Channel's brand new morning show.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under fair skies. Today, thunderstorms, high 90, winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain, 80%. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 77. Chance of rain, 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
It sounds kind of serious, yeah, so that's why I was here to try and get some more stuff, but it sounds like it's all gone, so I don't know what we're going to do.
It's a mad dash for supplies at stores all across Hawaii. People across the islands bracing not for just one, but 2 hurricanes headed their way.
It really is mind-blowing. It could be the first time that hurricanes really are going to tear through the islands. It's Hurricane Iniki tore through Hawaii in 1992, killing 6 people and devastating more than 1,000 homes, Al.
That's right. So for more on both these storms headed for Hawaii, we're going to turn to our hurricane specialist, Dr. Greg Postel, at the expert desk in Atlanta. And Greg, with this first storm, I mean, this could be that first direct hit for a hurricane for the Big Island since '92. What are the chances this thing holds together and comes in and causes all this trouble?
You know, Al, I think it's going to be a hurricane when it makes landfall on the Big Island in about 20 hours from now. The question is it going to be an 80-mile-per-hour storm, 75 or 85? So low end Cat 1, I think, but that's going to cause some damage. There's no doubt about that. And keep in mind, this thing is spinning like a top just above the ground at, 5,000-10,000 feet up, where some of the elevations are on the Big Island. The winds are quite a bit stronger because this has had a history of being a Cat 3 and 4 hurricane earlier in the week. So we got to pay attention to this close as it moves in on the islands there. So 90 mile per hour right now on the surface wind speed there, moving toward the west-northwest at about 18 miles per hour. Here's the forecast for the winds across the islands. Look, they're light this morning, local time. Here's the local time on this. And then we go through the late morning and early afternoon. They begin to pick up, but it's really about 5, 6, 7 o'clock Hawaii time. They're about 6 hours behind us that the winds really begin to pick up. Look at this, 50 to 60 sustained in Hilo by 8 o'clock tonight. And they will pick up all across the islands overnight tonight, local time, and then moving out off toward the west as we head through the day tomorrow. Right now on the radar, we have some rain showers spotting their way through, but these are on the far outer edges of Iselle. So these don't really have any strong winds with them. In fact, if you look at the current wind speeds across the islands, they're really no different than they are any other day for now, but we know that's going to change big time as we head later on this afternoon. Look at some of these current wave heights. My goodness, 25 feet. Al, could you hang out on a dinghy out there in 25-foot waves? That's pretty big. And they're even big close in tight to the coast. So as we heard earlier, these are not the kind of waves that you want to go out surfing in because they are rough surf, hurricane-induced, nasty waves out there. Of course, we're going to have a lot of rain too across parts of the island. 3 to 5 at least, maybe even more than that on the east sides of the slopes, the mountain slopes, guys. So this is going to have a lot of impacts. Reynolds, back to you.
Okay, thanks so much, good doctor. All right, folks, let's lasso you in with this shot of Dallas, Texas. Yee doggy in Dallas, all the way from the stockyards of Fort Worth into Love Field. Folks, I hope you're going to be loving the heat because that's what you're going to be getting today. Some serious heat. And take a look at this. This is no bueno if you're hoping for cool times because we're headed to 106 when you get to 3 p.m. At 5 p.m., situation remains the same. This is dangerous heat, folks. And here's what's going to happen. You've got this area of high pressure that's going to be setting up over the southern plains. The result is going to be this. Look at this. Highs going up to 10 degrees above average for Amarillo, San Angelo, Dallas, even as far south as Austin, you're going to have triple-digit heat. Feels like highs? Gets even worse. Take a look. That's when you have the combination of the heat, the humidity from Branson to Oklahoma City, Dodge City, and Houston. Goodness, look at that. 107 in Dallas. Are you kidding me? Unfortunately, I'm not. We're going to see that, Al, as we make our way into tomorrow. 108 in Dallas can be expected.
That's dangerous. On Branson, Missouri, more seats, more theater seats in Branson than there are on Broadway in New York City.
You're kidding?
Yeah, absolutely. Feels like 105 in Dallas on Saturday, 102 in Oklahoma City. Houston will feel like 103 degrees.
Crazy stuff, folks. Well, still to come on Week of Val, the latest on the Midwest storm threat.
And, of course, we got continuing coverage of Hurricanes Iselle and Julio headed for the islands of Hawaii. Remember,
what do astronauts eat?
Have lunch with one and find out. Only at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Meet real astronauts, see Space Shuttle Atlantis, and experience firsthand the future of America's space exploration.
Man, these cheesy bread dogs are incredible.
Real good.
The cheese is baked right into the bun.
You know, in this case, it really is what's on the outside that counts.
Maybe that phrase, it's what's on the inside that counts, isn't true.
I mean, I've only been judging books by their covers.
Really?
I only read the cover.
Oh, you don't read what's inside?
No, I could read 2, 3 covers. Cover to cover. Cover and cover.
Count on the cheesy goodness of the new Cheesy Bread Dogs. They're the perfect match for any of our 25 shakes. This is how you Sonic.
They keep us busy.
Duck fishing.
They keep us entertained. They keep us inspired. They keep us hopeful and happy. Keep them safe. The 8-passenger Chevrolet Traverse with the highest possible overall vehicle score for safety. Chevrolet. Find new roads.
Don't wait for awesome. Totino's Pizza Rolls get you there in just 60 seconds.
Are you sure we should take this billboard down?
People find out State Farm does car loans as well as they do insurance. Our bank is through.
Good point. Grab an edge.
Look, there's 2 guys on the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign.
No, for real, there's 2 dudes on the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign.
Breaking news from the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign.
Seeing 2 men that have climbed the Borrow Better banking sign.
Gentlemen, please get down from the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign. Phil, get the hose.
Okay, he's getting the hose.
All right, let's go.
Talk to a State Farm agent about car loans that can save you hundreds. That's borrowing better.
Let's tackle all this with a splash of style. Let's go where they know what matters. Let's do modest budget, major makeover. Let's do we've got this, and a whole lot of look what we did. Then let's sit back and enjoy the view. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. For a limited time, shop our newest vanities starting at just $189.
This allergy season, will you be a sound sleeper or a mouth breather? Well, put on a Breathe Right strip and instantly open your nose up to 38% more than allergy medicines alone, so you can breathe and sleep. Shut your mouth and sleep right. Breathe Right.
What does a 37 million horsepower launch feel like?
Experience it for yourself. Only at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Meet real astronauts, see Space Shuttle Atlantis, and experience firsthand the future of America's space exploration.
When it's hot outside, it can get dangerously hot inside your car. So this summer, make sure you look before you lock. The Weather Channel proudly supports kidsincars.org in their efforts to implement safety measures to protect our children. For more information and to show your support, go to weather.com/TV today.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under fair skies. Today, thunderstorms, high 90, winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain, 80%. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 77. Chance of rain, 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Mondays, only the Weather Channel takes you this far. Inside a Hurricane. Hurricane 360, premiering August 18th at 9 on the Weather Channel.
This morning on Wake Up with Al, we've got hurricane warnings in effect for the Big Island of Hawaii. We're tracking Iselle heading for landfall later today, and then right behind that, we've got Julio. So that we've got live team coverage, including Jim Cantori and Hilo, and hurricane specialist Greg Postel analyzing both storms.
That's right. Meanwhile, we got heavy rain to talk about. It's sweeping across the center of the U.S. with the flood threat continuing over the next several days. Who could pick up more than 5 inches of rain before the storm's exit? We're going to let you know right here, right now on Wake Up with Al.
Good morning, everybody. Thursday, August 7th, 2014. Welcome back to Wake Up with Al. As Steph finishes her vacation, Reynolds Wolf joining me. And, boy, I got to tell you, I don't remember, obviously, 2 storms back-to-back heading to Hawaii.
It is crazy times. And to tell you the truth, it's the first time they've had since, what, 1992, when they had one of these big systems make landfall in parts of the Hawaiian Islands.
That's
so
right.
It's a mess.
Folks in Hawaii getting ready for Iselle, as you might imagine. Residents of Hilo filling sandbags in preparation for flooding.
Yeah, in other areas, people are stocking up on food, on water, as they get ready to ride out the storm. This will be, as we mentioned, the first time in 22 years that Hawaii may take a direct hit from a hurricane.
Okay, so here's what we're going to be looking at as far as effects for the storm. For example, Hilo today. Rain's already moving in. We've seen that in Jim Cantori's live shot. Winds will start picking up later on. We expect today about 1 to 2 inches of rain.
The rain could be very heavy at times, especially near high elevation, the orographic lift, if you will. Winds east at 40 to 60. But, you know, as they mentioned earlier, the higher up you go, the stronger the winds may be.
That's right. And then tomorrow, more rain. The winds start dying down as Iselle pulls away. But the localized flooding will continue, especially as you get that runoff coming from the mountains downstream. So we're going to be watching that. Of course, Hurricane Iniki back in 1992 made landfall in Kauai, killing 6 people, damaging more than 1,000 homes.
Yeah, it really is hard to believe that no storm has ever hit the Big Island as a hurricane. And Iselle, well, that'd actually be the first one, as heavy rains and storm surge being the biggest threats.
All right, let's get to Jim Cantori, Hilo. As you mentioned, Jim, earlier, it's already raining there. And so folks are still battening down the hatches as this thing gets closer.
Yeah, of course, you know, we're 6 hours earlier than you guys are, so a lot of that was done today. But, you know, Al, here I am on Kamehameha Avenue here in downtown Hilo, and, you know, I kind of walked this street here a little bit early before we got started, and there's probably about 2 out of 100 buildings that have been boarded up. And here's the problem. I mean, Rodney, let's go check. I mean, you've got, you know, glass everywhere, and anything hitting this is going to shatter this glass. All right, so that's going to be a big problem, and that's why a lot of people, or at least a couple people, I should say, have decided to board up. We may see more and more of that today, but I always tell everybody, remember, the closer you get to the storm, you start getting winds picking up. You try and hold a piece of plywood when there's tropical storm force winds blowing. Not an easy thing to do. So I think people are going to be out here again this morning. We'll probably see more people boarding up. Let me show you again, you know, what has been pretty much the theme for the last 3 days. Not just here on the Big Island, but all the way out to Kauai, for that matter. You've got people that are going to stores, they're buying supplies, they're getting water, they're getting bread, they're getting batteries and flashlights, because it doesn't take much to produce power outages here. And, you know, we may get an 85, 90-mile-per-hour hurricane here at the surface, but you go up a couple thousand feet where people live, all right, you're going to have a much stronger hurricane. You're going to have a 115-mile-per-hour hurricane. So a whole different animal up in there, and we certainly expect you know, more power lines to come down, tree damage as well. And then we'll have to deal with Julio, which is going to come in to our north, so it'll be a whole different wind direction, and people that may not have gotten much from Iselle could get worse impacts from Julio, even though it's farther away, because it all depends on which direction it's coming from. Either way, the governor's got the declaration for the state of emergency, so we're set to go. I mean, in all honesty, Al, this area is taking this very, very seriously. Back to you.
As well they should. Jim, thanks for being there for us. Really appreciate it.
Okay, we're going to switch gears a little bit and head back to the studio to Dr. Greg Postel. He's at the expert desk for more on Iselle and Julio. Dr. Greg, busy times, my man.
No, you said it, Reynolds and Al. We have hurricane warnings up for the Big Island right now. Tropical storm warnings out for many of the other ones, and even tropical storm watches for places all the way on the far northwestern part of the chain in Kauai. So really, the entire island chain here is going to be significantly impacted by Iselle. And then later on, as Cantori was mentioning, probably Julio as well. Latest estimate has the winds at 90 miles per hour moving toward the west-northwest at 18. But you know what? It's not just the center we have to keep track of. It's the outer periphery. We got some outer rain bands probably about 270 miles to the east of Hawaii. So those will get in, we think, in about, let's see, 12 to 15 hours from now. And then really that's when the conditions will start getting worse from there for about 6 hours after that. There's where we think the center is going to go, inside of this cone, likely passing right over the Big Island and then continuing on its merry way westward. Thankfully, weakening as it does, but still we think it's going to be a Cat 1 hurricane making landfall not too far away from Hilo. Reynolds, back to you.
Okay, Dr. Postel, thanks so much. Well, severe weather moved through Wichita, Kansas Wednesday night. Take a look at the result. The heavy rain that caused flooding on roadways, giving drivers a major headache. High winds also reported. Some gusts reached over 70 miles per hour. Parts of the city, well, they actually saw hail too. So let's talk about the severe flood threat that we're going to be dealing with today. It looks like we might be seeing more of the same, much over the same area that's been dealing with rain quite a bit often. And I'll tell you, places like Oklahoma and Arkansas, you see the showers coming through. Some of these heavy thunderstorms. Points south of Joplin, although you see a few things popping up just north of Joplin for the time being. Take a look at Warrenton, South to Rolla. As this cruises its way towards places like, say, St. Louis, you've got about an hour and 22 minutes or so. Preceding this, the wind's going to pick up. Then you're going to have the smaller raindrops. Then the heavier activity is going to develop, and that's where you could get this. Really, the water stacking up. One-day rainfall totals, some accumulations up to nearly 4.5 inches in some spots in the center of the state. Other places up to 5 inches and more. Then we take you hour by hour. You see it just curling its way across the Mississippi River over near Afton, Illinois, East St. Louis, perhaps even into Champaign before the day is out. And then into the evening hours, keeps going. Branson getting in on the action, and even into places like, say, the boot heel of, well, Missouri. Al, take a look at that. That's quite a bullseye there.
And look at that, 3 to 5 inches of rain in central Illinois into parts of Missouri, and 2 to 3 inches in a wider range, and 1 to 2 inches generally across the mid-Mississippi River Valley.
Yeah, that's not the only thing stacking up. We also have quite a few news stories stacking up, some headlines.
Nice transition, my gosh. That's why we love this guy.
We do these things.
I know, really. Well, there's a bunch of reasons. Anyway, here's the news as we get to it, everyone. Last chance for Olympian Oscar Pistorius. Closing arguments are happening in his trial. He's accused of intentionally shooting his girlfriend, Reva Steenkamp, and if found guilty, he could go to jail for life. Bo Bergdahl will be at it again today, talking to an Army investigator about his 2009 capture. The former POW was held by the Taliban for 5 years. And hey, are we there yet? After 10 years and 4 billion miles, a European spacecraft caught up to a comet. For now, the Rosetta probe will just follow it. Yeah, isn't that cool? But here's the fun part. A mission scientist says it is, quote, the sexiest space mission that has ever been. I want to date with that guy.
Mission control?
Seriously.
What are they doing in there?
You know?
Yeah. You're just on the other side. You couldn't see. Bruce Willis was on the other side of that.
Oh, that was the sexy factor. That was it. Okay.
All right.
I missed it, but.
Jen Carfagno, what's going on?
I don't know, guys. Is that better than the Mars rover landing, though? I mean, I forget how they put it. Something, it was just the crash landing, I remember being so intense. Anyway, let's go ahead and look at your forecast here. The heat is what's getting intense across the southeast. We've got temperatures warming up very quickly today. Dew points are up. You feel it already. First step outside is the kind of air that will hit you in the southeast. Memphis, Nashville especially. And then throughout the day today, you'll see showers on the move too. Memphis, by this afternoon and evening, we could have some storms in, some with potentially heavy rain. Florida too, we're looking at, of course, our usual pop-up showers and storms. Atlanta, we're in the middle of it all, and we're not going to get rain today. But because of that, there's not going to be a ton of clouds, and we'll get the heat. 96 degrees. This will be our hottest of the summer if we get there, Atlanta. It's going to feel that way anyway, regardless of whether the actual number on the thermometer says that or not. And then we take you out here into the Midwest, where we've got a lot of rain. You guys have been talking about that. We're going to see, though, Detroit and Chicago stay dry and clear and cool again today. All right, guys, we'll send it back to you.
Jen, thank you. Well, all this week we're previewing the movie Into the Storm, about a town devastated by ravaging tornadoes.
That's right. Coming up, we're going to speak to the director of the film, talk about why he said making the movie was difficult.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under fair skies. Today, thunderstorms, high 90, winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain, 80%. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 77. Chance of rain, 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
What makes Florida's natural orange juice tastes so uniquely fresh and delicious? Is it the rich Florida soil or the perfect blend of sunshine, rain, and temperature? Maybe it's the fact that Florida's natural oranges are never imported. They're raised right here in Florida and passed with care from our hands to yours. 100% pure, 100% Florida. Florida's natural. Try our new citrus smoothies in the chilled juice section next to our orange juice.
Here's to the man who truly is the best of us.
Who really has the key to the city? With best-in-class payload and best-in-class cargo capacity and an unsurpassed powertrain warranty, you run the town. The all-new Ram ProMaster. Guts, glory, Ram.
Get ready to crack, dunk, dip. It's Crab Fest at Red Lobster, the year's largest variety of crab, like new Crab Lovers Trio. Or try new Jumbo Lump Crab over wood-grilled salmon. Crab Fest is now, but only for a limited time, so hurry in and see food differently.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Everybody knows that.
Well, did you know Pinocchio was a bad motivational speaker?
I look around this room and I see nothing but untapped potential. You have potential. You have... Oh, boy.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
You're finally here. Long way from the Sandlot. First game in the majors? You don't know ARP, because this family is enjoying a cross-country baseball stadium trip they planned online at AARP Travel. It's where your journey begins with inspiration, planning, booking, and hot travel tips from real pros. If you don't think seize the trip when you think AARP, then you don't know ARP. Find more surprising possibilities and get to know us at aarp.org/possibilities.
Why do you want Intel-powered computers with special financing?
Wasn't my dress cute? Everyone getting their work done?
Oh, you betcha. Reply all.
Busy, busy.
And in conclusion...
Because your family needs to always be productive.
Boom.
Well,
oh no.
Almost always. Get the HP All-in-One and now enroll back the Toshiba Touch with special financing with your Walmart credit card. The Intel processing power you want. Online and in-store. Save money. Live better. Walmart.
You are the greatest debunker of fake spiritualists in the world.
She won't fool me.
I'm told she's very pleasant to look at. She's a visionary and a vision.
You elves have a little humbug.
You think you'll trick me into showing you how I deceive people?
The more I watch her, the more I'm stunned.
I never dreamed you could look this beautiful.
You are proof that there's more mystery, more magic.
You can see the universe. It's menacing.
Menacing? I'd say it was pretty romantic.
Magic in the Moonlight, rated PG-13. Now playing in select cities.
43 minutes past the hour. Welcome back to Wake Up with Al. Look at this. Afternoon storms rocking Dutchess County, about an hour and a half north of New York City Wednesday. Storms delivering heavy rain, intense lightning, hail almost 2 inches in diameter.
That's big stuff. That can cause some damage. Yeah, and the good news, things are improving as we finish out the work week. In fact, let's go ahead and take a look at the forecast.
That's right. Things improving as low pressure pulls away, high pressure building east, and that's going to bring in some cooler, drier air.
Isn't that nice? Kind of like chess pieces moving across the board. Well, checkmate this. Look at this. Scattered thunderstorms possible for parts of New England up near Lake Champlain, but clearing to points to the south like the Finger Lakes.
That's right. As you continue to pawn your weather, you'll find that the value of it improves here in the Northeast, clearing skies, although we're also going to be looking at temperatures that are just below average.
Hey, well, look at that. I mean, you can king me on that one. Look, with those temperatures, just fantastic. I mean, you king or queen for a day.
That's right. Well, yeah. There you go. Well, I'm sure you're going to have a good night. In fact, you had a great night Monday because you've been talking to the cast and crew of the natural disaster movie Into the Storm. Small Midwest town ravaged by a devastating tornado. By the way, congratulations, making page 6, the gossip columns, talking about your turn on the red carpet.
Well, thankfully, it was something good. Something positive. This time.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. I did have the chance to catch up with the director of the film, Steve Quayle, to talk about the challenges associated with directing a movie about tornadoes without any real tornadoes actually occurring at the time. Take a look.
It was really challenging because I kept telling the camera operators, frame up for the tornadoes, and it's just blue sky, and the actors and everybody had to sort of use their imagination. But the great thing is we had wind machines and rain machines in the foreground to kind of give them the sense of the energy of these storms. They just had to use their imagination looking off in the horizon to imagine what it would be like.
In one part of the movie, you have the kids that are at the school, and it's conventional wisdom that when you have a tornado that comes to a school, you want to keep the kids inside. But in this situation, the kids are evacuated in the school buses. Does that send a bad message?
Well, it's mentioned in the movie that this is the largest tornado in history, so it's not like a normal tornado. The storm shelters and so forth were designed for a certain level of safety, and in this fictional movie, we're saying that it's so big it's going to even destroy that. So fortunately, they were able to get out and basically run away from the tornado. But absolutely, you would never go in a school bus and try to, you know, outrun a tornado in reality, because the level of intensity that we're saying is somewhat larger than what reality would have.
When it came to putting the story together, did you have to consult with meteorologists?
Yeah, I talked to an actual professor of meteorology at UCLA before we started, and I consulted a lot of actually, you know, Weather Channel videos, YouTube videos, storm chasing videos. So I did a lot of visual research, and I actually got 2 weather textbooks as well. So I learned things like vorticity stretching and other technical terms that, you know, I had no idea before I started the film, just to kind of get myself immersed in that world.
Well, Into the Storm opens in theaters tomorrow.
Doing my vorticity stretch.
There you go. You don't want to pull that vorticity.
So we get it going.
Opens tomorrow, August 8th.
That's right. Now let's send it over to Jen Carfagno in Atlanta for a check on who's going to be feeling the heat for the next 7 days.
Oh, we got heat in the southeast today, guys. Of course, the southwest. We got our usual heat, but just average. Nothing that unusual. Dallas, it's a little bit above average, but nothing too crazy either. You know, when we talk about storms, Reynolds was talking about Into the Storm, the main kind of storms we're going to be watching are rain-producing thunderstorms. In Missouri today, we're watching into the Tennessee Valley tomorrow, up into Oklahoma, and over towards, say, Kentucky. This stretch could see some severe weather. By tomorrow, hail damaging winds will be the main threat, but you know what? We've got a lot of heavy rain in the forecast as the main action. Saturday, it all moves into the southeast and parts of the mid-Atlantic. The northeast, we get a phenomenal weekend. High pressure in control, and it stays there right through the weekend. So keeps us protected in the northeast and part of the Midwest. But Chicago, our nice stretch is not going to last, and we've got some showers moving back into the forecast. By Sunday and Monday, that next system is on the move, and we'll see it bring some showers to the eastern lakes. In fact, by Tuesday, everyone in the east gets in on the chance for some wet weather. We've got rain out there stretching from Philly all the way down to Atlanta, and then on Wednesday, we're going to see some shower chances from Maine all the way down to Florida. So the east gets wet. The west, meanwhile, very much a status quo with hot in Arizona and the mountain showers. Back to you guys.
Well, they could use that rain. Jen, thanks so much. So the latest on these twin hurricanes headed toward Hawaii. Coming up, we've got hurricane specialist Dr. Greg Postel.
But first, let's take a look at the forecast for Friday's performance in the plaza by this group.
Iggy Azalea, gonna get fancy. Yeah, 65 degrees tomorrow morning with plenty of sunshine. Get there early. It's gonna be crowded. Woo-hoo.
This program was brought to you by Toyota. Watch the Today Show to catch the Toyota Concert Series.
It's our annual clearance event. It only happens once a year. Super fun. Of course you can get a great deal. Hold on. 0% APR financing on a bunch of models. Annual. And it's right now. They're having fun. You can get all kinds of deals. Come on down. Yeah, you better hurry in. You tell him Jan sent you.
During Toyota's annual clearance event, get 0% APR financing for 60 months on a 2014.5 Camry. Offer ends September 2nd. For great deals on other Toyotas, visit Toyota.com.
Thanks, Jen.
Ooh, I got it.
Toyota. Let's go places.
Only the Weather Channel drops you into nature's deadliest predicaments and asks, so you think you'd survive? Oh my God! Premiering Sunday at 9 on the Weather Channel.
50 isn't 50 anymore. Join us as today celebrates Hoda's milestone.
Embrace this. Feel great about it.
If that's 50, I can't wait to get there.
From health and finances to love and family.
It doesn't get any better than this.
There's never been a better time to say, this is 50. Our special series all this week on Today on NBC.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under fair skies. Today, thunderstorms. High 89. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain 80%. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 77. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Are you sure we should take this billboard down? People find out State Farm does car loans as well as they do insurance. Our bank is through. Good point. Grab an edge.
Look, there's 2 guys on the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign.
No, for real, there's 2 dudes on the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign.
Breaking news from the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign.
Seeing 2 men that have climbed the Borrow Better banking sign.
Gentlemen, please get down from the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign. Bill, get the hose.
Okay, he's getting the hose. All right, let's go.
Talk to a State Farm agent about car loans that can save you hundreds. That's borrowing better.
Discover Brookside and discover an exciting combination of tastes. Rich dark chocolate covering soft centers, flavored with exotic fruit juices. It's chocolate and fruit flavors like you've never experienced before. Discover Brookside.
It's KFC night. Yay!
Last week we hosted.
This week the kids invited us to their place.
We got this delicious KFC meal and 2 extra sides for free. For free. Sorry I was late. I had a little trouble with the rope ladder.
He fell twice.
All right. We are the police family!
And this is our Chex commercial. There's lots of choices, and each of us has a favorite, like chocolate, honey nut, and cinnamon. There's no artificial colors or flavors. That's good. And it's gluten-free. So we're jumping for joy because it's full of what we love.
Especially at quiet times, ringing in the ears used to bother me a lot. Then my doctor told me about lipoflavonoid, said it improves inner ear circulation to help relieve the ringing. He was right. Lipoflavonoid, #1 doctor recommended to relieve ringing in the ears.
How does an investment manager stand the test of time? By taking a long view through all market cycles and keeping a close eye on risk. It's made Franklin Templeton a leader in equity investing for over 60 years. Gain from our perspective.
At Seaside Palm Beach, we recognize that you may have other obligations in your life. When you're here, you'll be able to bring your laptop. We encourage you to bring your phone. We don't want you disconnected from the rest of the world. Where other treatment centers will not allow you to have these things, we know that you have a life, but we're going to help you live that life better than when you came here. Your transition from chemically dependent to chemical-free will be as painless as possible. Seaside Palm Beach, please come see us.
We'll come to you anywhere in the United States. We'll even give you a loaner to use if necessary. So call right now.
Mondays, only the Weather Channel takes you this far. Inside a hurricane. Hurricane 360, premiering August 18th at 9 on the Weather Channel.
53 minutes past the hour. Welcome back to Wake Up with Al. Tomorrow on our program, Weather Channel's survival expert, Creek Stewart. I didn't know we had a survival expert. This is fantastic. Creek Stewart will be joining us in studio. He's going to put Reynolds and my survival knowledge to the test. Reynolds, yes. Me, 0. Do we know what it takes to persevere in the wild? Of course, somebody who's always comfortable in the wildness of outdoors. Is he really? Are you comfortable in the wildness of outdoors, Greg Pastel?
Not as comfortable as you hanging on top of a palm tree in the middle of a hurricane. I don't know. Anyway, let's have a look at 90-mile-per-hour Hurricane Iselle as it continues to motor on off toward the west, getting closer and closer to the Hawaiian Islands. 90 miles per hour on the estimated sustained surface wind speed. The Air Force are flying in there right now, zigzagging their way through, and they're finding sustained surface winds, the maximum at about 80 miles per hour. But just above the surface, at a few thousand feet, they're a lot stronger than that. So at elevation on the Hawaiian Islands, the winds will be stronger, we think, than what it officially comes in at, according to the stats from the Central Pacific Hurricane Center. There's where the center of Iselle is. Some of the outer bands are actually right out here. You can see some blue shading right here. These are probably containing a few gusty winds. Those are probably 12 to 15 hours away from reaching the Big Island, but the center looks like was a little bit more than that, maybe closer to 20 hours away. And notice that we've got got quite a bit of thunderstorm activity right now on the north side of the circulation. So it may very well be, if this holds its shape, that the worst of the weather moves on the north side of the Big Island. Right now we've got some showers moving through, very little wind associated with them. In fact, basically average wind conditions right now that you would expect this time of day. Hilo 6 miles per hour, Honolulu 12 miles per hour, and many locations less than 10. But we know that's going to change. I mean, if you look at the wind forecast, beginning local time this morning in Hawaii, they're going to begin to pick up. And by, say, 7 to 8 o'clock, oh my goodness, 50 to 60 mile per hour winds there, sustained, gusts higher than that, and even on the elevations, they'll be probably 20 to 30 miles per hour, even higher than that once you get above about 1,500 feet. Notice the islands out there farther to the northwest. The wind speeds begin to pick up there during tomorrow morning local time. So really, this is going to be a prolonged event with not just winds, but big waves. Look at some of these wave heights that we expect, over 25 feet in spots. Guys, this is not the kind of surfing wave that you want. This is a rough surf associated with a landfalling tropical cyclone with rip currents, also going to be significantly a problem. Reynolds, back to you.
That is some massive surf on the southern end of the Big Island, man. This Black Sand Beach is going to get hammered. All right, folks, could get hammered with some storms across parts of, well, the Appalachians for your Saturday. Let's preview into the weekend. Burlington, though, and Boston look fantastic both on Saturday and on Sunday. High temperatures still into the 80s in both locations. It's going to be fantastic for you. The Deep South could be a different situation. Thunder boomers on your Saturday for Atlanta, Charleston, Pensacola, Jacksonville. Second round of that, well, it's going to be delivered to you on Sunday with the morning paper. Take a look from Miami all the way to Tampa. You'll have those raindrops. Kind of half and half proposition for you in the Great Lakes. Some areas like Traverse City, relatively dry. Ohio Valley, Mid-Mississippi Valley, different situation, folks, on Saturday and on Sunday. Keep the umbrellas handy. Right now, let's send it back over to Al. Al, your turn, my man. Take it away.
Reynolds, my man, thanks so much. All right, time for us to head on down to Atlanta. Sam Champion's got the latest on AMHQ, and I know Jim Cantore, as he has been for us, will be helping you guys get everybody ready for
Hawaii. Yeah. Big story going out there. And Al, we continue. There's a lot of big weather coverage to deal with today. Hawaii has a lot of people interested as we watch hurricane warnings in that area. Another storm behind it. What's going on in the tropics that keeps it so active? We've got big storms popping up in the plains today. We continue with the huge heat story through the south. But also, there was a story that we saw about this professor who's living in a dumpster. And that, yeah, that's a big headline, and it got everybody wondering about it. But he's basically trying to tell us we can live with less. We're going to interview him. We're going to look at the dumpster setup this morning that he calls home, and actually has a weather station in it as well. It's the second anniversary of the Mars rover. They're getting a huge upgrade. What did we learn out of that mission? And I've got to tell you, there's some surprising stuff that we have a lot more in common with Mars than we ever thought we did. We're going to talk about that this morning. And also, someone on this show, AMHQ, someone watching this show is going to win $15,000 today, Al. It's all the money I could scrape up from everybody in the office.
Could maybe, are we eligible?
No, hope so. No. You work at the company. We can't give you the money.
Right. Sam, thanks so much. We're going to watch anyway.
That's right. Well, we'll see you back here at 10 a.m. for your latest weather updates.
That's right. Until then, make it a great day, everybody. See you later.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under fair skies. Today, thunderstorms, high 89, winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain, 80%. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 77. Chance of rain, 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Good morning. It is Thursday, or as we say?
Friday Eve.
Makes me feel better every time, Greg. I got to tell you, August 7th in morning. Welcome to AMHQ, America's Morning Headquarters. Let's forecast everything about your day, including hurricanes, summer storms, golf ball size hail, and heavy rains. Those are all the things that are on the board today. Some are clearing out across the Northeast. Some of us are staying soggy. And your weekend forecast.
Yeah, and you know what? Hawaii is on alert as 2 hurricanes close in on the islands. People gearing up with schools closed and preparations are underway. The Can Man, Jim Cantore, is live on the Big Island as it braces for what could be its first ever landfalling hurricane.
Wow. Plus a very powerful storm system rolling through the Midwest right now. Heavy rain, thunder and lightning, and more on the way. What you can expect for the rest of your day, hour by hour.
In your headlines, warning from Israel that it will respond if Hamas resumes fire after a temporary truce expires in the Gaza Strip. What this could mean as negotiations continue in Cairo on a lasting truce.
Good morning. Let's get right to our big story this morning. Double trouble headed for Hawaii. A hurricane warning in effect for the Big Island this morning. Landfall expected there tonight. Residents gearing up ahead of the storm, of course. Iselle would be Hawaii's first landfalling hurricane in 22 years and the first to hit the Big Island in recorded history. And right behind is Hurricane Julio, threatening the islands late this weekend, Maria.
And another big story, Sam, some of the severe weather that we had in the Northeast, a hailstorm in southeast New York. This is Dutchess County, north of New York City. We had golf ball size hail just bouncing off the ground in Wappingers Falls, along with just under ½ inch of rain. Winds gusted at 38 miles per hour. Trees and power lines knocked down. But I'll tell you, Sam, they are clearing the way for the weekend, though.
Yeah, it's true. And that's good news because Dutchess County went through it last night in some of those storms. But here's where we find ourselves today. Notice that the area for showers and thunder showers just kind of shoved up into the northeastern corner of the map. We've got a big, beautiful area of skies that are working in. As Maria said, get ready for a great weekend. You paid the price this week. Our main story, it's all eyes on America's iconic island paradise this morning. A hurricane warning is in effect. And of course, our Jim Cantore is there this morning. Jim, would this be, wasn't Iniki the last storm to make landfall there? That was a Cat 4 or 5. So that's a big deal, right?
Yeah, that Iniki, 1992, Category 4. Absolutely hammered Kauai, the little island on the western end of the chain here, under a tropical storm. Watch for this thing, by the way, Iselle. So yeah, 1,000 homes plus 1,000 homes plus or minus lost there. 6 people losing their lives. That was a horrible storm, and I think that really is the basis for how Hawaii reacts to everything now that is a tropical threat. It happened last year with Flossie. It is happening again this year with Iselle. I mean, this area is taking it very seriously. The governor, Governor Abercrombie, got his proclamation yesterday. That's awesome. We're seeing the airports already having contingency plans. There are, you know,